Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, hey y'all, Lance here with another video for you, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. And of course, I'm getting back into this because as I've mentioned before, I am in a major Dark Souls kick lately. I've been enjoying the series, or at least the game, considerably. Hopefully this video finds everybody doing well. Okay, just had to remember those controls. So let's see. I can travel to the Fort of Boreal Valley. And head to the Undead Settlement soon. We'll do a little grinding over there first before I move back to the Undead Settlement, because I want to get my attunement up to level 20. There we go, got rid of him. Okay, healed up. And part of the reason I'm over here, as I said, I'm trying to grind for a certain level. My parry ability has suffered since last time I played. I'm curious, but at the same time, I don't want to risk, dying here yet. Yep, killed me one shot with that frickin' buff blade. Alright, so he can do essentially a holy blade. Now to go back and get my stuff. Kill. Well, I just lost all those souls. Should have gone back. That 2,500 souls per kill on that night was too tempting. Oh well. That's what I get for getting greedy. Have to grind in the new area. Again, that's what I get. Well, that was terrible. That's sucky. All right.
Bit late, but I'm here.
Oh, hey Cyber, how you doing? Oh, you're not too far behind. I just done fluffed up. Well, something just died.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. Hopefully you've had a good day so far.
I had to head to bed early yesterday, so I couldn't stay for the whole stream.
That's okay. I understand. I didn't stream for too much longer after you went to bed anyway. I needed to get to bed. Needed to get to bed as well. Sleep is very important. I'm down to one firebomb. Oh crap. There's no way to skate by these guys, is there?
Ready to face the big mama again? Emoji grinning squinting face.
Not exactly, but we'll see how well this goes. I'm more or less going to be doing a bit of grinding here. Now to go back. And go through all that all over again because friggin' hell, I need to grind. If I had more fire bombs, that'd make things easier, but I don't. Unfortunately for me.
Tip to bring fireballs. Try to move forward while throwing, because the throw aims in the direction of your character, not the camera.
Yeah, I wish it would do based upon the aim of the camera, but you know, things can't be perfect, I guess.
How high it throws though depends on your camera.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, but it is what it is. You know, video game logic. That's why I like being able to lock on to enemies, honestly. Ooh, that was close. Almost fell off.
Souls game basically have their own logic at this point, lol.
Yeah, pretty much. Found you, little bugger. Nice try.
I'd say you've memorized the enemy positions already.
Crap, the barrels are not here. I hate when the barrels and other stuff don't freaking respawn. Yeah, I'm trying to memorize that stuff. Yeah, even going back with...
Time to go in slashing.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. If I had the axe from Bloodborne, I definitely would, because I could charge it up when extended and then use it as a mid-range sweeping attack. You know, spin to win. I'm gonna regret this decision, aren't I?
Keep swinging without stopping. Easy kills.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Get some sleep,
Thank
babe.
you.
Oh yeah, that time I got the parry.
Looks like someone's getting used to parrying.
Only a little bit. As I said. Ah, crap. Big Mama. Aggro. Get out.
Big Mama wants a piece.
Yeah, but Big Mama ain't getting a piece. There's a decent amount of souls I can earn by doing that, but it takes a minute to get to that point. Definitely not the best grind area, but it does work. Hello and welcome to the stream. Really got to work on my parries.
What's up, Larby?
Yep, barrels are still missing.
Oh, you're already at Undead Settlement.
Yep. Somebody didn't believe me that when I said I beat the first boss on the first try. Well, the first real boss, not the tutorial. The tutorial boss actually took me a couple tries.
It's almost like an instinct. Parry timings come to you like a flash of inspiration. At least that's what I feel like, lol.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I bear witness to the legendary dog fight.
Definitely was an interesting fight.
Chug, 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 chug.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think this game boss is easier than Bloodburn, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Come on, buddy, what you got? I got terrible timing, but okay. Oh, yeah, a lot of the bosses so far, this game's actually been a bit easier than Bloodborne.
Excited to see what Elden Ring's got in store.
Ow. Yeah, I'm curious about Elden Ring. Sekiro was the other game that I played for the channel. I didn't play on it for long. I got stuck on one of the fat, the much larger shinobi, or enemies I had to deal with, and he was kind of like one of the mini bosses. I think it was a boss.
Same, but I can't afford it cause right now I don't have any money, lol. Hey ha 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 ha.
Welcome to my
You have
world.
a choice between a long-reach weapon with slow attack speed and a short-reach weapon with fast attack speed. Which would you choose?
I'm more about the speed of the attacks, because even though it also depends on the situation, too. If you're dealing with somebody else with a long-reach weapon with slow attack speed, you kind of... Once you get within a certain range of that person, their long range is ineffective because they can't strike you anymore from that distance. Case in point being a spear. Although spears are very versatile weapons. They can be held at any length. So I definitely do like spears for that very purpose. But I have to say that the power of a strike is also kind of handy. Oh, you can basically roll into them to stagger them a little bit. That's good to know. In reality, I am a self-taught swordsman in real life. I'm not very good, honestly. But as I said, self-taught. Everything I've learned is based upon what movements feel natural to me.
It's basically a stick at that point.
Ah, but the spear is actually more effective than people realize.
If you done your combo, it will make enemies stunt.
Well, I'm not just talking about in-game, I'm talking about in real life as well. In-game, however, I have a little bit different mentality when it comes to weaponry. I prefer weapons that are close quarters and very fast. I am very much about getting in the kills as quickly as possible. Oh, that's the one I just took out.
What were you saying about the spears?
Well, spears are actually more effective than people give them credit for being. The fact of the matter is, a spear, you can adjust its length easily in reality by holding it further down the shaft. So you can actually change your range of motion and attack to an extent by changing your grip. And a sweeping attack can still be done with a spear. You can actually use the shaft of the spear in place of, like the back end. You can use that in place of the point of the spear if you're trying to do non-lethal damage. And as a person who was trained on bow staff, I have at least a basic understanding of how to work with a spear. Do I own a spear? No, so I can't actually test my skills with the spear yet. But I do own several katanas, and I have actually taught myself how to use them to a degree in real life. And again, I am self-taught, so I am probably one of the worst swordsmen in existence. But in a pinch, I'm sure it'd be effective. I hope I never actually have to use what little skills I have acquired with that weapon.
In exchange for power, though, right? If you hold it closer to the tip, you lose the power behind the weight.
That is true. However, you can still get rapid strikes in. It all depends on how good you are with the weapon, in my opinion. A novice like me wouldn't be very effective.
Almost like a dagger, gotcha.
Yep. Now, I do own several different lengths of katana. Katana just basically referring to swords in general. That's the way I understand it, because there you have the standard katana or tachi. You have, well, that's one type of katana out there. You have the longest version, which is the odachi. That sucker can be pretty long. There's even a ceremonial one created years ago that was just gigantic. It's the world's, just look up the world's largest odachi, and holy frick, is that thing huge. For those that don't know, if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII, the weapon that Sephiroth uses isn't a katana, but an odachi. It's a single-handed odachi, which is honestly highly impractical, but it is still a very cool-looking, very long katana. The tachis are a little different than standard katanas, from what I understand. I think my tactical katanas that I've been getting, or I've been looking at, which are modern takes on classic katana design, kind of fall under the line of the tachi based upon what I've seen. You had the wakizashi, which is what my only tactical katana is. That is the mid-range size of the
There
sword.
exists an odachi in the game. Its name is the washing pole LOL.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Let me see. There is a katana in the game, which is... where'd it go? There it is, the Uchigatana, which is a type of katana. I think they're on the mid-range size. Besides that, you
You might
have...
have put it away in storage.
No, it was in there. Well, I was going to say the smallest of the katanas, or basically the dagger of the katana world, or katana, is the
Message slow
tam-tam.
as always.
Yeah, you have to deal with the fact there's a bit of lag between what you guys are seeing and the time that I actually hear things. A bit irritating, but it is what it is. It just can't be helped. Sorry, I know I'm chatting about weaponry and especially Japanese weaponry, which is kind of a... no, I wouldn't say necessarily a specialty of mine, but it is something I've done a lot of research on and learned a lot about.
Lobby doesn't seem to have the problem.
There might still be a bit of lag even there. It is a possibility. I do own a lot of blades. I am not going to lie to you guys. I own a lot of various types of blades. I was a collector in my early 20s. Into my, well, late teens is when I first started. About as soon as I had a job, I started collecting blades. Various sizes, shapes. If you've ever watched Resident Evil
Sorry
Extinction...
for constantly interrupting you. I am also a fan of Japanese weaponry.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. But if you've ever watched, as I said, Resident Evil Extinction, the knives that you see Milla Jovovich, Alice, use are called kukuri. And I have a movie replica set of those. Exact same size and shape. I've been sharpening them because they come in unsharpened. Because I want them to actually potentially be useful. I have a replica set of the kunai that are used in Expendables by Jason Statham's character. Oh, I found some gloves. And honestly, those movie kunai are a lot sharper than you'd expect. I mean, these are real throwers. They are massive. We're talking about a kunai that extends, if I put it next to my arm, tip of the blade would be here, the circle would be about here. And I'm not a small guy. I'm over 6 foot tall. I'm about 6'2" in height. So these are some really long blades. And I consider those fighting kunai because they're more... they can be thrown, but they're better used in close quarters combat. I do have a set of throwing
kunai, say, shuriken, katana, odachi, and goddamn premium Japanese chef knife.
I don't have a chef's knife yet, but I do have a decent Japanese chef's knife. Well, not Japanese actually. Mine is more Italian. Italian or no? The one I have is French. I actually work in a meat market, so for me, having a knife that I use at work is kind of critical. It's part of my work gear. I have a set of
chef
3.
knives are darn sharp.
Oh, their chef knives are freaking. I mean, they are extremely sharp. They're also expensive, but usually because they're hand forged. I have what? At least 5 or 6 different katanas. Ow. And of the katanas that I own, one of them has actually cut me.
Yup, got mine for around 500 USD.
That's a cheap one too. $500 for a chef's knife from Japan. That's a cheapo. Most are ranging at least 500 into the thousands, depending upon how they're made. Most blades that I usually work with for work purposes are stamp blades. They're not hand forged. Mainly because hand forged blades are expensive.
The better ones can go up to 2K.
Yep. Sushi knives are some of them. Whew. I mean, standard chef's knife from Japan, a Japanese style chef's knife, is sharp enough as it is. But a sushi knife, you're looking at a knife that will really do something.
I'm
If
not
you
about
screw
to
up,
dish out
you're
the
gonna fillet
much,
your
or rather
hand.
wait for the longo.
True. I can't say I blame you.
The custom order takes more than 6 months.
There is if I'm gonna buy a sword or something like that, I go to a website called TrueSwords.com. They do have an option, or I've seen an option on there for custom-made katanas and other swords. I think that they do, but it's more because they have that option out there. I would love to get one, but a custom-made katana is gonna set you back a lot more than a custom-made knife would. We're looking at bare minimum with the cheapest options possible. We're probably looking at about $600. But again, it depends on where you're getting it from. A hand forged, oof, which I have several, at least 2 different hand forged katanas. One of my katanas, most of my katanas, except for, I think only one of my katanas is not a Damascus or laminated steel katana or blade. Most of mine are the modern equivalent of Damascus. I'm very much a blade snob. Running now.
Damascus steel just looks so nice.
It's beautiful. I found that watching somebody forge Damascus steel, just the sounds alone of being at a forge, will put me to sleep. I discovered that not that long ago. So there's a channel I watch called Sharp, SHARUP or something like that, here on YouTube, and if you guys want to see,
Man at Arms.
yes, Man at Arms, I've watched a lot, or a decent amount. I've seen them do several anime weapons, and I think they're also the one that did the Pure Nail from Hollow Knight. If it wasn't them, it was part of another program. Okay, so note to self, that don't work as well as a parry.
Yasuo's katana from League of Legends was one of them.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but I did. There's actually there's several people I watch on YouTube for their weaponsmithing. Sharp is one of them. I think I'm not sure where he lives, but there's always a scene between stages of their work that it shows them doing just brewing some tea. Honestly, a good cup of tea is always good. And I'm American, so Texan specifically, so it doesn't have to be sweet tea for me. In fact, I'm not a huge fan of overly sweet tea. Ow. Frick you. Mainly because... What? Yeah, if I'm in the morning, I will drink coffee. At night, if I'm really, really feeling like I need to relax, I will drink a cup of red tea. Specifically one that I got that is a loose, and oh, it is so good. It's a mandarin orange red tea. It is delicious. It's one of the few teas I've ever had that does not require me to sweeten it. And that's saying something because I love my sweets, and I really don't do well if there's not at least a little bit of sweetener in some of my drinks. I can drink water just fine. I just prefer flavors. I've just gotten kind of spoiled to sodas and stuff like that. Always having a flavor in whatever I'm drinking. But tea is something I enjoy considerably. And before Christmas, my mom got me and my fiance an electric kettle. So we'll be using that for instant coffee every morning for me, as well as some tea every now and then. And I have a very specialized teacup that has a strainer built into it. I love that little cup. It makes for some, honestly, I've made some really good tea with it. The only downside is that if you're using a loose leaf tea, if the pieces are too small, they will fall through little holes in the tea strainer portion of the teacup. The artwork on the teacup is also Oriental or Asian in design, and that's one of the reasons I love that cup so much, is because it has a celestial dragon and a phoenix on it. Two of my favorite creatures in mythology. Also, honestly, a good hot tea with honey in it is great if you have a sore throat. Maybe a little lemon in there too, depending on the tea. The last tea that I drank was a lemonade red tea. I think. Sounds about right. Most red teas are made with rose hips instead of tea leaves, which is why they are caffeine free.
Small bits of tea leaves does sometimes bring down the enjoyability of the tea.
It depends on the tea. Now, if you're drinking matcha tea, which is the matcha green tea, that's a different story altogether. A good green tea is, oof, that's hard to beat, honestly. Oh, too soon.
Matcha is one of those exceptions.
Do it. Yeah, matcha is probably the only exception. I actually tried bubble tea for the first time, or boba tea for the first time the other day with Harper, my fiance. If you watched any of our videos, last night, if you joined us for our Doom, not last night, but this morning, we did a Diablo 3 co-op run, which we typically do on Wednesdays if schedule's providing. Well, if you haven't watched the videos of us playing together, we do like to play some games for the channel.
I was there for a little before my work started.
Right, it was about 3 hours where I had to go to work. So the woman you heard in the video, that was Harper, my fiance. She's actually the reason this channel even exists. She's the one who pushed me and convinced me to start this channel. If it hadn't been for her, I'd still be kind of hesitant about it. I'd just be playing games for myself and not enjoying it with you guys. In fact, she convinced me while we were still just dating. That was about, how many years ago has that been? She's been at least 22.
Back to Japanese swords. Have you looked into wakizashi before?
I have a
Also,
wakizashi.
Pleasant support from loved ones is nice.
The only wakizashi that I own is a modern day wakizashi. A very good weapon in close quarters, and actually, if I can get to a good saving point, I can technically bring it out. I can't show you the blade on here without getting in trouble, but I can bring out the sword. I think I've shown it on the channel before. Because I do have a few of my katanas here. The only swords I'm still missing...
Discord is always an option.
True. I would have to get more photos of the stuff that I have. I really need to show you guys a full display of every sword that I own. I do have a replica of the Tetsaiga from Inuyasha. Not the Fang Blade version, but the katana version of it. So, when it's, small. And not the giant frickin' honkin' anime blade that we all know. If you ever watched Inuyasha, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's one of the few anime replica weapons that I own. There's another one I have is a double karache, which essentially translates to double short sword. That one was from another anime. I don't remember what anime it was, though. It's been so long since I bought that one, and they don't make it anymore, so I have no idea what anime it came from. That was one of my first ever sword purchases. The first ever katana that's actually battle ready. That's one of the things I would have to say about, except for maybe a handful of swords that I own, all of my katanas are battle ready, which honestly means that those swords are sharp and will cut you if you're not careful. Which I have to be every time I use them because I don't want to hurt myself.
Speak thine heart's. Very well, then touch take no.
I can only get one level right now. Alright.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Is her hair gray or white?
Having to clean them is going to require caution for sure.
I clean them periodically, actually. I don't do it all the time. I need to redo one of my swords, though. Okay, what's this? What the frick? There's a fog here. Why is there a fog here? I am confused. Oh, this goes back outside. Never mind. I'm a dingus.
They don't load the whole map, so fog is just for loading the rest of the map.
Yeah, I realized it after I walked through. Always the brightest bulb. Better be the dim bulb than a burnt out bulb. If that makes any sense. Oh shoot, it's after midnight. I'm gonna have to end soon. I do have work tomorrow, so I can't be up all
Did you
night.
think there was going to be boss though? LOL.
Not exactly. But it's like, wait a minute. That's not always a good sign. So I'm gonna have to end this one here. I know I didn't do much today, but I do need to get fed. I got not an early wake-up call, but I do have to be up at a decent time.
Work on Sunday?
Yep, unfortunately I work retail, so I work on whatever days they need me, provided I haven't asked for off. Next Sunday I should be off because I did request for it off, so we'll see what happens there.
All good. I have to get to rest as well.
Yeah,
Glad
have a good
to
night,
catch
Cyber.
up with you.
Oh, it's always great having you on. I will show you guys, if you go join our Discord server, there is a link in the description below. I will be putting up photos of the swords that I own, at least the ones I have here at the apartment. I still need to get some of them back from the house where my parents are. Other than that, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, as short as it was. If you did and you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications when we go live. As I said, join us on our Discord server if you want to see those blades.
Unsheath for maximum sharpness.
Right? Also, if you want to check out any photos I have up of my resin work, feel free to join us on Discord there. In the meantime, as always, y'all stay safe out there. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.